Hey guys, so with Spellbreak's official release, there's a lot of you guys who are new to the game, who are curious about what the buzz is all about, and most importantly, you guys want to know how to play and be successful at it too. Now, Spellbreak is a battle royale, but there's a lot of unique systems incorporated into the game. So today's video is going to highlight the most important core aspects of Spellbreak, essential things you should know before you hop in, so that when you finally play your first game, you guys have the best chance for success and hopefully secure your first step. So, without further ado, I'm Nocturnal, and let's get right into it. Alrighty guys, so before I get started, I just want to mention that this video is the first part of a Spellbreak series on this channel, where we're going to be covering more in-depth content on gauntlets, talents, builds, and guides in painstaking detail. So if you guys are interested in learning more about Spellbreak, don't forget to like and subscribe below. So while today is going to be focused on the aspects and essentials that are unique to Spellbreak, just to briefly cover what a battle royale is for those of you who are less familiar with the genre, it basically is just a battle arena that includes a large number of people, and as time goes on, this arena gets smaller and smaller via like a storm mechanic. And by the end of the game, there's only one winner at the end of the day. So yeah, you're going to be competing for that victory royale. So yeah, that pretty much covers that. In Spellbreak, you're going to be in lobbies of 42 people, and you can take part in solos, duos, or 3v3s, or 3v39s, teams of 3. And yeah, so basically this all takes place in the HoloLands, which is the arena you'll be fighting in, and is based around Gauntlet combat, which is the core mechanic of the game. So let's get right into that. Now, the gauntlets are the weapons you're going to be using in the game and are what fuel the exciting combat in Spellbreak. Before you even hop in, you get to choose from 6 different gauntlets, which include Fire, Frost, Tempest, which is wind, Conduit, Earth, and Poison. And each gauntlet includes 2 abilities off the bat. One primary spell, which is like your auto-attacking off cooldown ability, and one sorcery, which is a more powerful spell, but it's going to be on cooldown. Now, the primary gauntlet you land with has special interactions with these spells and sorceries, so keep that in mind when you land and decide on a class when you first start playing. Of course, what is essential to this gauntlet combat is how these gauntlets interact with one another, and this begins with your second gauntlet that you're able to pick up the moment you step into the game. Whether you loot it from a chest or another player, you gain immediate access to both spells and sorceries the moment you pick it up. And this is essential because each gauntlet interacts in a unique way with one another. Using your primary spells and abilities with your secondary spells and abilities is capable of unlocking deadly combos that you can use in combat. And this idea isn't limited just to your own abilities, but you can combo these spells and sorceries with your teammates or even with enemies as well. Keep in mind that the cost of being able to combo with your friends and enemies is the fact that each one of your spells and abilities are capable of harming yourself and your teammates. So just make sure you're aware of that before you start hurling fireballs or toxic bombs at just anyone. Alrighty, so let's talk mobility now. And the way Spellbreak approaches the way you move in the game is another interesting mechanic that you're probably not going to be familiar with the first time you land. Aside from your normal WASD and joystick movement back and forth, Spellbreak includes a levitate mechanic, which basically lets you fly and hover for a brief amount of time right after you jump. This ability is accessed by holding the jump button, but is also tied to your mana, so you can't hover or fly forever. And this is important to keep note of because your mana is also tied to your primary auto-attacking ability or spell. So make sure you remember to balance the two whenever you're in a bad situation. Now this leads us to the second aspect of Spellbreak's mobility system, which is the rune system. Now runes are another item you're able to pick up in the game, and there's currently 9 different variants of runes you're able to choose from. Each of these runes grants you access to a special mobility or utility skill that you use on cooldown similar to your sorcery. Now, unlike your primary gauntlet, you're not going to start the game with a set rune. So understanding what each rune does, what it brings to the table, whether it's invisibility or just being able to dash on cooldown, is an important part of improving your game and increasing your odds of survival. Now, like all the other items in the game, including your gauntlets, Your runes can vary in rarity and range from common to legendary. Common having the highest cooldown and legendary having the lowest and being the most powerful as well. Which leads us to itemization and what kind of items you should be looking out for while you're playing the game. So aside from gauntlets, gauntlet upgrades, and runes, there are also 3 different types of equipment you're able to pick up during the game as well. The amulet, which increases your mana pool as well as your mana regeneration. The belt, which grants you a shield and the ability to regen shield as well. And boots, which is basically a flat mobility boost, depending on what rarity of boots you get. These items also fall on the rarity scale, so you're able to pick up anything between common and legendary as far as boots, amulets, and belts go. With regards to regeneration, you're given 4 consumable slots, which can hold potions that can replenish shield as well as health. These consumables come in a large and small variant, and you're able to hold a maximum quantity of 2 in each slot. Now, aside from the items you'll find on the ground or from fallen enemy players, a lot of these items, from consumables to gauntlets to runes, will all be found in the chest you'll find scattered throughout the game. These chests range from small to medium to large, all the way to mana vaults, which are objectives on the map and carry with them up to 2 legendary items each, as well as a scroll. Now, scrolls are the final item in the game, and they affect your passive talent system that you're able to choose as a loadout before you hop into the game. And yeah, so let's briefly talk about that. Now, your passive talents are split into 3 different trees: body, spirit, and mind, and you're able to select 1 talent from each one of these trees before you hop in. Now, the moment you start the game, you won't have access to each and every one of these talents, but you only have to level each class to level 6 to gain access to them. And so while you're understanding the game, deciding which class you'd like to play, and developing your fighting style, these passives will over time surely be unlocked. But yeah, that is not to undermine the importance of these talents, as they grant you abilities such as increased damage or even the ability to resurrect. So keep this in mind while you're playing, to constantly reference your talents and change up your builds depending on how you'd like to play, as these talents are an important aspect of the game. And with regards to scrolls, these scrolls that you find lying around while you play increase the potency of your passive during the match. So whether it's increasing your damage further or reducing the cooldown of your resurrection, don't forget to consume scrolls as often as you can. And yeah, so that basically sums up my overview of Spellbreak. Like I said, this is an introduction for those of you who are new to the game and are interested in seeing what this game is all about. Like I said, it's a battle royale, includes a lot of interesting new aspects to the genre with regards to its gauntlet system, its interesting mobility, and just its art style and gameplay in general, which is extremely fluid and awesome to play. So I'm excited for you guys to hop in. The game is going to be available on all platforms, whether it's Switch, PC, Xbox, or PlayStation, and it includes cross-platform gameplay. So if you're interested, don't forget to bring your friends. You guys can team up in up to groups of 3, and yeah, just have fun with it. Hey guys, as always, thanks again for watching. As I mentioned earlier, this is the first part of the Spellbreak series, so if you guys learned anything new today, or this video was helpful to you in any way, don't forget to like and subscribe, because we're going to be rolling out with a lot of new and more in-depth Spellbreak content in the upcoming weeks, so stay tuned for that. And of course, if you guys are excited about the game, or have any questions about it, or for me, don't forget to comment those down below. And like I said, we also stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitch, and we're going to be playing Spellbreak, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to bring it there as well. And yeah, besides that, we will see you guys next time. Catch you later.